Hi, let's talk about this symbol. But before getting into it, I'd like to mention that this whole video was heavily inspired by this video from Geometryptamine. I just had to burn my art once after watching it. Not only that, he makes lots of cool patterns and mandalas that I have personally really enjoyed following along. And now let's get back to yin and yang. For me, this symbol represents polarity. But what is polarity? Let me try to explain this with some examples. Like light and darkness. Can you see or perceive light without darkness? If there were no shadows, would you be able to see any highlights? I think not. Just like that. There needs to be destruction for creation to exist. We'd run out of space if that wasn't the case. Good needs evil to be good. Otherwise, there would be no reference point. Happiness and sorrow have to coexist for you to feel their difference. Otherwise, wouldn't it just be existing? Life and death. What is life without death? Pleasure and pain. If you never felt pain, would you be able to tell what pleasure is? Like these examples, polarities are two ends of a pole, but it is a pole. One side of this pole cannot exist without its opposite. It is very much the same thing, just two extremes. Now, if we are being honest, one end of this pole is always very uncomfortable to experience, like darkness, destruction, evil, sorrow, death, pain. None of these words invoke feeling of joy or pleasure in our hearts. It only invokes feelings that we don't want to feel. But should we not feel those things? In my opinion, that's like saying, oh, I just like inhaling, I don't want to exhale. If you keep inhaling, you'll suffocate. And if you keep exhaling, you'll still suffocate. I think both of these need to exist for you to feel anything really. But of course, no one wants to feel bad. Wouldn't it be stupid if we allowed ourselves to feel bad? I mean, who wants to feel bad? Also, the society does a very good job with shaming us when we express those negative emotions. Oh, you're angry? You're crazy. Oh, you're crying? Come on, be a man. Oh, you're depressed? Well, good luck, but we don't want to talk to you. These are the things that make us not want to feel those negative emotions. But are they right? Is everyone right about not letting us feel those negative emotions? No one wants to feel uncomfortable, so we run from feeling those things and seek to feel good, but not from a place of just wanting to feel good, but to instead not feel uncomfortable. The problem with this approach is that its foundation is built on some things like need for validation, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown, and a need for sense of belonging. There are many things in life that we think will make us happy, but you gotta stop and ask, why am I really doing this? Am I doing this to please myself or someone else that would make me feel validated? So you see how you're attached to certain ideas, beliefs, people, conclusions, and desires based on illusions. Attachment is a very beautiful thing. It allows us to feel a sense of belonging. It allows us to feel love and so many other beautiful things and feelings. Can you be happy about something without being attached to that thing that is making you happy? I don't think so. But if this attachment stems from fear or insecurity, I think it will do more harm than good. It will just put you in a perpetual cycle of you running from negative emotions and feelings and running towards positive ones. And also, I think the thought of suffering creates much more suffering than actually what suffering feels like. Negative feelings are like bears. If you run from them, they'll run after you and bite your ass. But if you just stay calm, don't move, let them pass through, they'll get bored and move on eventually. But you really have to let them pass through. And I think a very helpful tool is detachment. But why detachment? How is it any good? I think detachment is freeing because it allows you to stop thinking about negative consequences if you don't do something you're attached to. If you just let go of that idea that you've had all your life, which doesn't serve you, or that person who's no good for you, or your desires that might be based on fears or insecurities rather than actual pleasure. Detachment gives more room to new and better possibilities, but that can only happen once you let go of the old. And detaching from something or someone doesn't have to mean that you don't give a shit. It can just mean you care, but you are experimenting with new possibilities that might serve you better, and you definitely deserve that much. Okay, so now that we've cleared that detachment is actually helpful, let's figure out how the hell we are supposed to do that. Or rather, let's talk about what is the difficulty in detaching from something. What stops you? You see, when you're attached to something, it becomes a part of your identity. It is a subtle way of your brain telling the world, this is what I like, this is what I believe in, this is me. It becomes an extension of your own self. But to detach with anything, there has to be change. And oh God, aren't people scared of change? But why is that? Why are people so scared of change? Any sort of change is scary because we identify with what we are attached to. It is linked to the story we tell ourselves and to the world of who we are. And if we are no longer what we were, that identity dies. So the brain thinks a part of us is dead. And of course, our instincts don't want us to die. So naturally, we are afraid of change. But if an identity isn't serving us anymore, why is it so hard to let go of it? I think it's because most of our identity is shaped by things like need for validation, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown, wanting to feel a sense of belonging, childhood dynamics, And of course, the environment and culture also plays a huge role in it. Most of these problems arise from the fact that we really need to feel a sense of belonging. It is very hardwired in our brains, through evolution, of course, because back when we used to live in tribes and you were different and someone didn't like what you did, you would be kicked out of the tribe and then you'd probably die on your own. But this fear doesn't make much sense in our time. We have the internet. If you let go of one belief, you'll definitely find another and people who support it too. Of course, the people who support the prior belief won't be happy about it. But I think no matter what you do, someone will not be happy. So it's pointless to please everyone, don't you think? If you let go of one person, you can find another. The only thing stopping you is your fear of feeling those negative emotions and feelings. If you just can allow yourself to feel that slowly, I know it's hard. Your brain tells you not to do it no matter what. It is hard even for me, even after me saying all this. I had to revisit what I wrote about this whole thing a few times to even get this video out because so many fears and insecurities came up for me. And coming to the judgment part, let me tell you a story. Once, a couple were traveling by foot with their donkey. People around them said, "Clueless couple, they don't even know how to ride a donkey." So, feeling conscious, the man asked his wife to hop onto the donkey. And then they came across people who said, "Stupid man, he should ride because he's the boss of the woman." Now the man got annoyed, asked his wife to get down, and he got on himself. Then people told him, what a selfish man, he should be kind to his wife. The man was so fed up, he just asked his wife to hop on with him. And then came a few people who said, what a wicked couple, they have no mercy to the animal. Then they were so frustrated that they just picked up the donkey and became the laughing stock of the whole ride ahead. So you see, no matter what you do, someone's gonna judge, someone's gonna laugh, someone's gonna have a problem. There is literally no escaping these negative emotions. So you might as well let them pass through and just do what you actually want to do. And you know what? I didn't feel a bit sad after I burnt my artwork, because I was not attached to that piece of paper. Of course, it was a beautiful piece of paper, but I was more attached to my hand. I mean, I could make more of those anytime I wanted. I could make improvements. And if my hand got chopped off, I could learn how to draw with my left hand. And that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed watching. And please consider subscribing if you did, because I have a lot more to share. And now, I'll let you watch what you actually wanted to see in this video. Enjoy the burning of a beautiful piece of paper that I spent weeks making.